I know. What a discovery. Sorry, for some reason I couldn't resist opening with that a pun. So let's discover the discovery. A Netflix original movie. I'm getting good at this, I know. Let's stay ready. So both thumbs up, ready to go. One up your. So this is a movie that I've been looking forward to for a while. Ever since I saw the trailer, I've been really hype on it, and it actually came out this week, and I got a chance to actually sit down and watch it the second it came out, pretty much. And I gotta say, overall, it was pretty good. It was like rather enjoyable, but like it wasn't the great film I was expecting. A lot of the flaws were stuff that was I was worried about in the back of my mind, and they ended up, coming to the forefront of everything when I was all said and done watching it. But before we get into the negative aspects, because there's some of them, they're sitting right here. You can't see them yet, but if you rewatch this video, next time you see it, you'll be like, look, they were right there. Like, I can see them. But let's get into what's good in this. So, if you don't know, and you're just clicking on my videos because you love the way I look, The Discovery is a movie about the world finds out that there is an afterlife. Not really clear what it is in the beginning of the movie, but it has been confirmed. Hashtag confirmed. There is an afterlife. So people are offing themselves left and right, and the movie is making the guy who revealed this information ask himself, do you think that was the right choice to make, to tell everyone, the world, that this is out there? And it actually opens with probably one of the best scenes in the movie, a scene where the guy who has given away the information has come back for an interview, and he's asked, like, if he feels guilty. And we're supposed to, go along this ride knowing that that's something that's constantly asked of him. And the opening scene really let me think, it's like, wow, this looks like this might be something super special and really memorable. Lots of recognizable actors in this movie. I don't have any notes pulled up, so I'm going to freeball it. One of the guys who was, he's a minor character in the film. He was one of the really big dicks in Breaking Bad. Spoiler for Breaking Bad, he's the guy who killed one of the kids, I think. He was just the guy who had red hair, and it was like, problem child. Get away, stepchild. Either way. So it's Jason Segel and some pretty blonde lady whose name I don't remember. And the thing is the movie starts out, like, after that one scene, really pushing, that these two people have, like, randomly met. And, like, from the start, it's like, this is kind of... I'm gonna ignore that sound or the voice in my head going, this is eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. I'm gonna ignore that for now and just, like, go with it. And I did, and for the most part, it was, like, decent. The thing that makes this movie so great is the plot and the story. The characters are very, very subpar. Don't get me wrong, their performances are good. The writing in certain places has some moments of brilliance, but overall, like, the characters aren't given enough dialogue to really show me who they are. Like, to get away from, like, the generic, my mom died, or, something like that. It's like, that's not really all that interesting or special. Like, I get it happened, but the way that they executed in the movie, it's just like, it never took it above a certain level. Never could, jump up there. That being said, as I just mentioned, 20 seconds ago, the story is really interesting, and the most interesting thing about this movie is watching them explore this new technology, really reminiscent of something like Black Mirror, where they have this, like, device where they want to be able to, see what people are seeing in the afterlife, and they, need to use a fresh body and make sure, the brain is not abnormal. One person got that joke, and that was for you, man. From you and Mel Brooks and fucking Gene Wilder, man. Too soon. Gene, man. Fucking Willy Wonka. The movie moves at a decent pace, though. I was never really bored watching it. It's only when you get to the end where I was like, huh. So this is what that is. Because, you know, you have your own prediction of what it's going to be. And, like, I guess my prediction was wrong. But what they did really made my stomach turn and make me go, like, oh, guys, this is not what you were setting up. Like, the whole time, remember how I said Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? At the very end, they're like, actually, this is a ripoff of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And that was a waste of your time. Very exaggerated what I'm saying there because I didn't feel like I wasted my time because the whole adventure, except for like the last 15 minutes, which kind of like rubbed me like the wrong way. You know, that's the right way to rub me, you know, clockwise. But like it rubbed me sideways. So I was like, and the setup for the things, it's not like I'm saying like, you know, like, oh, the concept is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's like, no, like they're directly ripping off like scenes and elements from that movie. Like going into some spoiler territory, in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, movie opens with them on a train, you know, sitting in different seats, you know, and they catch eyes or something and they start talking. Although this is on a boat in the Discovery, they're set up in different seats and they, you know, for some reason they start talking to each other. And then at the end of the movie, you know, it goes back to that same scene because there's the revelation that, like, when you die, you go back to relive moments. But the best way I can put it is this movie bites off more than it can chew. It creates these really big ideas that, like, when you're like, all right, like, what's this all about? It's just, like, kind of, like, flat lines on it. You're like, oh, like, seriously? Like, you're just going to rip off Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and serve that to me on a plate and be like, yeah, look at that. We got the sauce on there, huh? You like that sauce? And I'm sitting here thinking, going, I've seen this done way better, way prettier. I don't know why you guys are trying to tell this story. That being said, though, I did not feel like I wasted my time watching this. The music, very heavy-handed in this movie. They want you to know, like, hey, there's a fucking soundtrack! There's sounds, and it's music! And most of it's really good, but there's times where it's like, guys, I'm all about the art movies, but like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, the music was just a little bit overboard for me, and that took a little bit away. I'm at a loss, kind of. Like, I thought I might have to rewatch this movie before I did a review for it, but it's really memorable because, like, the actors, with what they're given, they have really good moments within this story, and I can't ignore that. Besides the fact that the ending is, like, totally a misfire and, like, takes away a lot of what they were setting up and what it could have been, you know, fucking anything. I just, like, felt hungry still at the end, and I wasn't totally satisfied. But I still think this is really worth a watch, so I'm gonna have to give this, I guess, like, I was gonna give it like an 8 out of 10, but now thinking about it, you know, and all these, like, thinking about, like, all the ending and how much of a ripoff it is of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I'm gonna knock it down to, like, a 7. And remember, I gave a 7.5, you know, to King Kong, and I saw that in theaters. This, I would definitely see this in theaters. It would have been gorgeous on a giant screen. But I'm gonna give this, I think, a 7. Maybe an 8 if I rewatch it and I think differently, but, like, nah, like, the way that they rip off Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because, like, when you watch a movie, you should be thinking of that movie, and it makes you think of all those other things. Watching this, I'm thinking about how much I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and how much I want to go back and rewatch that. So, really great concept, decent performances all around. Script could have been a little bit better, pulling that thumb out of my... never mind. And, yeah, definitely check this out. Not the most amazing thing ever, but, like, really interesting concept and, like, not a total waste of time. 7. That's not gonna be a thing. Still lost. No clue what's going on here. Nope. Still recording.